When Jack Hamma, who possesses the strongest bite force, faces off against Pickle, the primitive man from 200 million years ago, whose bite force will prove superior. Just moments ago, Baki suddenly received a phone call from Tokugawa. After learning that Jack had beaten him to it and already found Pickle, Baki immediately rushed to the underground fighting arena. But when he arrived at the scene, the sight before him left both of them completely stunned. Jack and Pickle were passionately kissing. As both sides exerted their strength against each other, Pickle's advantage in raw power gradually became apparent. The next second, Pickle bit down on Jack and began spinning wildly. Under the tremendous centrifugal force, Jack's entire body was flung away. When Jack got back up, his entire face had been torn clean off by Pickle. Watching Pickle eat with relish, Jack gritted his teeth in anger. But rather than being affected by this, he became even more excited. Seeing this, Pickle once again opened his massive jaws and lunged at Jack. But this time Jack was ready. He delivered a fierce uppercut that struck Pickle hard in the jaw. The tremendous force sent Pickle flying with a single punch. But Jack suddenly felt something was wrong. He had shattered countless jaws before, but the sensation just now felt as if Pickle's jaw alone weighed a full 400 pounds. In other words, Jack's full power strike hadn't affected Pickle in the slightest. Then, Pickle assumed the same fighting stance he used to defeat Retsukeo, while Jack's body also began to mutate. The next second, Pickle charged at Jack like a cannonball. However, what no one expected was that Pickle was actually bounced away by Jack, truly worthy of being called the 21st century's Hex Warrior. Even his muscles had mutated under the enhancement of stimulants. Then Jack grabbed Pickle's head and lifted him up. Jack proceeded to pummel Pickle mercilessly, wildly venting his inner rage. Then Jack grabbed Pickle's head again and, catching him off guard, bit off Pickle's ear. At this moment, Pickle was stunned. Though he had never looked in a mirror, he knew this piece of flesh was part of his body. Now Pickle was thoroughly enraged. But Jack at this moment hadn't yet realized the gravity of the situation. He threw another punch aimed at Pickle's vital spot, but to his surprise, his attack completely missed. Jack was dumbfounded. Pickle was clearly still standing in the same place, yet the area was filled with dust clouds. Jack quickly readjusted his stance and delivered another swift whip kick. But unexpectedly, at such close range, Pickle still managed to dodge it. At this moment Jack finally understood. The instant he had launched his attack on Pickle, Pickle had jumped toward the barrier behind him at an incredible speed, then used his powerful leg strength to return to his original position. Jack was shocked upon realizing the truth. He hadn't expected Pickle's abilities to be so formidable. The pressure he felt was even more intense than that of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. In order to defeat Pickle, Jack even began praying to the gods. Under Pickle's storm-like assault, Jack was beaten back against the barrier and completely lost consciousness. Seeing this, Pickle was overjoyed and happily began to dance. But suddenly Pickle shed tears of excitement, because now he was absolutely starving.